The woman who made millions smile carried pain nobody saw. In Camarillo, California, a little girl stepped into her first Barbie commercial at age 6. Studio lights hummed overhead as Kaley Cuoco delivered her lines perfectly. Her parents watched proudly while their daughter's childhood began melting under the glare. Nobody knew then that this smiling child would one day become America's sweetheart, earn $1 million per episode, and carry wounds that no amount of applause could heal. Kaley was born November 30th, 1985, to Gary Carmine Cuoco, a real estate agent with Italian roots, and Lane Ann, a homemaker of English and German descent. Her younger sister Brianna arrived 3 years later. The Cuocos lived a comfortable middle-class life filled with love and stability. No poverty, no broken home, just gentle expectations and a daughter who never wanted to disappoint. But childhood for Kaley meant something different than other kids. Mornings started on tennis courts, where she trained hard enough to rank among Southern California's top amateur players before turning 16. Afternoons meant auditions, memorizing scripts and performing for cameras. Evenings brought more rehearsals. She grew up splitting her life between two demanding worlds, each stealing pieces of the girl she might have been. Her father drove her to tennis practice before dawn, headlights cutting through morning fog. She'd sit half awake, clutching a racket in one hand and a script in the other. The smell of sweat and stage makeup became the strange perfume of her youth. While other children chased sunsets, Kaley chased auditions and tournament victories. By age 10, she was already working alongside Hollywood giants. Small roles in films like Virtuosity and Picture Perfect added sparkle to her resume but dimmed something inside. She appeared on Ellen in 1996 and starred in Growing Up Brady by 2000. Every credit made her more professional and less childlike. Surrounded by adults, praised for her discipline, she learned to smile on command and cry only when the script demanded. "My rebellion was working harder," she once admitted with a faint smile. She never got to be reckless or carefree. She never got to just be a kid. At 16, she faced her first major decision, tennis or acting. She couldn't do both anymore. She put down her racket and walked fully into the entertainment world. "I didn't think about it much," she said years later. "It just kept happening and I kept working." Beneath that simplicity lived a truth she rarely voiced. Every victory carried a silence nobody heard. By 18, Kaley's face was familiar, but her name remained forgettable. Casting agents recognized her smile but couldn't remember which show she'd been on. Fame had touched her early but moved on to someone newer, shinier, younger. In Hollywood's endless spin cycle, she found herself standing still while everyone else rushed past. The auditions became relentless. Sitcoms, pilots, commercials, anything that kept the dream breathing. The waiting rooms were always identical. Fluorescent lights humming overhead, rows of hopeful faces, silence thick enough to make hearts race. Each polite rejection felt like another door closing softly but permanently. "Hollywood doesn't forgive being young," she said. "It just forgets you." That became the hardest part. Not failure, but invisibility. In 2005, Kaley landed the role of Billie Jenkins on Charmed. It wasn't superstardom, but it was oxygen after years of nearly drowning. She walked onto that set with the determination of someone who'd survived the in-between, and she lit it up. When Charmed ended, the silence returned. In 2006, she auditioned for a new sitcom about scientists and their neighbor. The role was called Katie. She smiled, read her lines, gave everything, and heard no. Too young, too soft, not quite right. The rejection stung deeper than most because it felt so close to breaking through, but Kaley kept showing up. She took meetings nobody asked for, read scripts between other jobs, refused to disappear. Resilience became her rebellion. Exactly 1 year later, the phone rang again. The producers had rewritten the role, renamed her Penny, and wanted Kaley back. This time, she didn't walk in hoping to be chosen. She walked in already knowing who she was. When the cameras rolled, everything clicked. Chemistry, timing, truth. "It felt right," she said. "Like it was waiting for me." The show was The Big Bang Theory. This time, the world would remember her name. Fame didn't explode overnight. It built slowly, one episode at a time. When the show premiered in 2007, nobody predicted it would become one of America's most beloved sitcoms. The first pilot had failed, but when writers rewrote Katie into Penny, a warm Nebraska girl chasing Hollywood dreams while waiting tables, everything changed. At first, it felt simple. A live audience, a few lines, nervous laughter. The chemistry was undeniable. Penny wasn't just a character. She was warmth, humanity, imperfection. She bridged genius and emotion. She represented every dreamer who'd ever worked hard while chasing something bigger. And Kaley gave her a soul. The show grew quietly, season by season. By year 3, over 20 million people watched weekly. As seasons multiplied, so did success and its weight. Kaley's face appeared everywhere. Magazine covers, billboards, red carpets. The world saw laughter and glamour. What they didn't see were 12-hour shoot days, pressure to stay perfect, exhaustion creeping between takes. The laughter was real, she admitted, but so was the fatigue. By 2014, Kaley became one of television's highest-paid actresses, earning $1 million per episode. The number made global headlines. Awards followed, but spotlights burn as much as they glow. When they wrote about the salary, it wasn't celebration, she recalled. It was debate. Every success came with questions. Was she worth it? Could she sustain it? Some seasons she laughed for hours on set, then sat in silence in her trailer, trying to remember when the laughter stopped belonging to her. Fame brought adoration, but also expectation. Every performance had to be perfect. Every smile had to shine. She carried the weight of a billion-dollar franchise on her shoulders. In 2019, after 12 years, 279 episodes, and countless moments frozen in television history, The Big Bang Theory ended. When the lights dimmed that final night, she sat alone in her dressing room, surrounded by empty scripts and fading flowers, letting the silence wash over her. For the first time in 12 years, there was no Penny to play, no laughter to chase. It made me who I am, she said later. And it taught me what I can survive. But fame had tested her in ways few could imagine. Love would test her just as deeply. Her first great love began not with fireworks, but with a whisper on a soundstage. After every take, when studio lights dimmed, a hush seemed to belong only to them. Johnny Galecki and Kaley, two actors standing amid cardboard walls and artificial laughter, didn't realize their make-believe world was becoming the truest thing either had known. It started as friendship, lines shared between takes, inside jokes nobody else caught, glances lingering a heartbeat too long. Johnny was steady where she was restless, quiet where she was bright. He made fame's chaos feel almost ordinary. Those early years were golden. Morning coffee before call time, notes left on each other's scripts, small gifts only they understood. But love born in light must often live in shadow. What began as sanctuary slowly became a cage built of secrecy and silence. They hid everything. Dinners in quiet corners, long drives after midnight, messages sent under fake names. At first, hiding felt thrilling. But secrets have weight. Soon that weight began crushing what they were trying to protect. The hardest part was that we were in love, but we couldn't be normal, Kaley said later. We couldn't go anywhere. The laughter that once drew them close began echoing differently. She'd pass him on set, and the air itself seemed to hesitate. Every public smile had to hide the truth. Every scripted kiss reminded them of what was slipping away behind the scenes. There was no argument, no betrayal, just exhaustion. The quiet collapse of two people still caring but no longer able to breathe. The hardest part wasn't losing him, she said. It was pretending I hadn't. They did what professionals do. They showed up. They smiled. They delivered lines that made the world laugh, while behind every punchline lived a ghost of what they used to be. Johnny later said softly, "She'll always have a piece of my heart." When that secret love faded into memory, Kaley swore she wouldn't lose herself in love again. Then Ryan Sweeting walked in, a professional tennis player with kind eyes and easy calm that made the world slow down. They met in summer 2013. Within weeks, she felt she'd found her safe place. "When you know," she said. 6 months later, on New Year's Eve, they married under strings of white lights. Those first months were golden. They danced barefoot in the kitchen. He played guitar, she sang. Their house filled with dogs, music, and morning sunlight. Hollywood believed she'd finally found her happily ever after. But by mid-2014, Ryan's career had stalled. Injuries kept him off the court. Silence from that loss crept into their home. "I thought love could cure him," she admitted. "I thought I could be enough." But love that tries to heal can also begin to drown. Each day grew heavier. Laughter replaced by long pauses. "Every day felt like trying to keep someone from drowning," she said. By summer 2015, the distance was irreversible. In September, she filed for divorce. "It wasn't about money," she said. "It was about letting go." Later, she covered the tattoo of their wedding date with a moth. Not to erase the past, but to mark the metamorphosis. "I'm not ashamed," she told People magazine. "It reminds me that I survived something." It took 3 years for Kaley to believe in love again. In 2017, at a California charity horse show, she met Kaley Cuoco, a man untouched by Hollywood's noise who spoke of animals and early mornings. Where Ryan had been chaos, Kaley was calm. "We had the same passion for horses," she said. "We just understood each other." By November 2017, Kaley proposed on her birthday. In June 2018, they married on his family's San Diego ranch under a merciful sky. "It was perfect," she said. "We were perfect." Their Hidden Hills home became sanctuary. 12 acres of laughter, dogs, and golden mornings. She called it heaven, but work pulled her back into studio lights. 12-hour days left little room for home softness. Kaley retreated to his own rhythm. "We love each other, but we live our own lives," she told Access Hollywood. It sounded brave. In truth, it was a quiet warning. "We didn't fight," she said later. "We just stopped showing up at the same time." By 2021, it was over. Their statement was careful, polished heartbreak. Despite a deep love and respect for one another, we have realized that our current paths have taken us in opposite directions. No scandal, no spectacle. Just grace and exhaustion. For a long time, she believed the story was over. 2 marriages behind her, a heart that had learned to protect itself. "I'm done," she told friends. "I'll never get married again." Then came April 2022. At a Hollywood event she didn't want to attend, she met Tom Pelphrey. "It was love at first sight," she said. But it didn't feel like fireworks. It felt like sunlight after months of rain. Tom was different. No games, no distance, no fear. Just steadiness. Where others had demanded her sparkle, he cherished her silence. By October 2022, another miracle arrived. Kaley was pregnant. After everything she'd lost, she was about to gain something she'd never dared hope for. When her daughter, Matilda Carmine Ritchie Pelphrey, was born in March 2023, Kaley said the world went quiet. "I cried not from pain, but from recognition. It was like meeting the one person who had been missing from every moment of my life." Tom held her hand, tears streaking his face. "This is what forever looks like," he whispered. Today at 40, Kaley Cuoco stands in the golden hour of her life. Once known as Penny, she has become something far rarer, a woman who made peace with herself. Her days begin not with studio call sheets, but with the soft cry of her daughter. She and Tom live in a stunning $12 million Hidden Hills estate, surrounded by rolling pastures and sun-drenched stables. The house is part modern ranch, part sanctuary. "I wanted a home that felt alive," she said. And there are animals. Dogs, miniature horses, goats, chickens, even a rescued pig roam freely. "It's not chaos," she says. "It's joy." Her love for animals runs deeper than comfort. She's donated hundreds of thousands to animal rescue organizations. Through her production company, Yes Norman Productions, named after her late dog, she funds animal welfare causes. As of 2025, Kaley's estimated net worth stands around $110 million. Much came from The Big Bang Theory, where in final seasons she earned $1 million per episode. She owns multiple California properties, including a modern farmhouse and an equestrian estate valued over $9 million. She doesn't own a private jet. She prefers commercial flights, often seen in airports with hair pulled back, Matilda on her hip, dog carrier slung over one shoulder. "I'm not hiding," she said. "I'm just happy being normal." She still rides her horses through golden California afternoons, laughter carried by wind that once bore her tears. Every day begins with stillness, Pilates to awaken her body, meditation to quiet her mind. Her social media isn't a gallery of perfection, but a window into something real. "After everything," she once said,